Hi and welcome to Building a SpaceX Clone Session 8. For the next two sessions we will focus on the front-end styling. We've been doing a little bit more of the back-end coding for a bit, so let's do some front-end for the next two sessions. So for this session we will do the styling of the navigation bar, basically the font, and make it a little prettier. And in the next session we're going to do the slideshow and styling the toggler button, and then do some basic cleanup. Alright, so let's get started.
10, ground control to Major Tom. 8, 7, 6, commencing countdown, engines on. 3, 2, check ignition, and may God's love be with you.
Alright, so let's first take a look at what we're going to build. So this is my pre-build I made for you. We will here style first the navigation bar, and then we will add the slideshow. Then we have the little bottom title there on the slideshow. And then I'm going to clean up the footer a little bit, and I will add some buttons. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to minimize here, and now let's open up the terminal, and I will enlarge it as usual, and then cd into your directory. So I cd into ROR projects / rockets corp. There we go. Oops, CORP. Hit enter, and then I type Adam space start to open up my text editor, and then I hit Shift Control T to open up a new tab in the terminal. I'm going to close the text editor, not minimize. In the text in the terminal, I just typed rail space S to start the server. Okay, server is running. I go to Firefox and I open up that browser, and then I type localhost :3000, and here we are. Okay, here is our app. So we will style these text here in our navigation. Okay, and we will also have this cool hovering effect. I could see under I had Twitter there, so we will have a cool hovering effect under like each navigation command. Okay, so let's go to the text editor, and I will close this welcome guide here. And what we're first going to do, some styling in application.scss. So I have it open. If you don't, make sure you go to App, Style Sheets, and click on application.scss. So let's first add a basic font family within the body. So body class. So here is font family, and we're going to do font family Brandon Grotesque within single quotation, and then comma, and then single quotation again. Then I do Brandon -grotesque -N7. So that is GROTESQUE, and then comma, single quotation, and then just Brandon -grotesque. And if neither of these are available, let's have the browser select Helvetica, or if Helvetica is not available for the browser, let's choose sans serif. Okay, save it, go to the browser and refresh. There we go. Alright, it should be a little bit more thinner, the text here, a little bit more stylish. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I think this looks kind of nice. I like this text and this font. Alright, let's go back to the text editor. There we go. Alright, so let's now add all H1 tags. So we only use a few for the home page, but let's just add everything for the rest of the website or for the app. So for the H1 tag, let's do a color of 3A, 3A, 5A. This is a dark gray with a hint of blue. Copy this and paste below. Instead of H1, let's make it a 2. And instead of 5, let's change it to a 4. Okay? Still have a hint of blue in it, but a little bit more gray. Let's make it a line height of 30 pixels. Alright, let's add an H3. And for the H3, let's make it a color of okay, let's see, I'm going to do 2A, oops, let's do 2A, 3B, 6C. Okay, so it's going to make sense what we use for these headers later. Okay, I copy the H3, and instead of H3 I change it to a 4, and above here let's make this a font weight of bold. Okay, and then we will do a font style of normal, and then let's do a font size of 1.25 rem. And then the color here will be, okay, let's actually move this a little higher up so you see a little better. So okay, so let's change this color to 2233 and then 488. Actually, did I say 88? Sorry, 223338. All right, and now for the H5, let's add a padding bottom here of 1 rem. And then let's add we're going to add a class for the H5 because we're going to use that later. And the change here of this class will be the color. So we do a color of 444444. Okay, so we can use the H5 header separate and the class separate. Okay, and let's take away this Helvetica for the H6, and otherwise all the H6 are gonna stay. I'm not so sure I want to have the text shadow, so I'm actually just going to do something here, and then we will experiment with that later. Maybe not this time, but later. So I'm actually temporarily going to change this to 0. So as you see now I have two headers of size 6. It's just going to be like this for now. Go to the browser and refresh. So I don't think this affects anything yet in the... Alright, here we go. Okay. We have some changes here in the footer, but yeah. Alright, so let's just continue. Let's go to back to the text editor, and now we actually going to add a navigation.scss. So it's better to have the navigation in a separate file. Okay, so here what you do here in Atom, you just then do a right mouse click on style sheets. There, select new file, and here just name it navigation.css, actually SCSS, right? Okay, hit enter. Good. Alright, so first let's do the class for navbar. So let's type dot navbar, oops, not navbar, curly brackets, and within curly brackets let's do a font family, and this, and then colon, and we will do merge and regular, merge regular, one word, camel case -1, and then we do, if that's not available, let's try merge regular -2, and if that's not available for a browser, we would tell the browser to use Helvetica, or it will use sans serif. And then here we will do a font weight of bold. Alright, let's go and check it out in the browser. Actually, nothing is going to change yet. Okay. Because these are Hoover. Yeah. Alright, so let's continue here. So on the next one, let's give it a class for the .nav-item A. So we're going to activate the hoovering part here. So first we do font family. We're actually going to have here Deja Vu, D-E-J-A-V-U. So Deja Vu sans condense. And then we do font weight of bold. Alright. Okay, I think so let's do the border for the hoovering. So first we need to activate it here. So we say border dash bottom colon 1 pixel solid, and then we say transparent. Oops, need an S there. Okay, and then we have to need to have the WebKit. So first we do WebKit dash transition colon, and let's have a border, and the transition is 0.2 seconds and ease, and it's not WebFit, it's WebKit. There we go. Let's copy this, and we need to have this for the MSO and just the transition. Let's indent here. Not indent, go back to the align it. So this here, let's change this to MOZ, and this one we change to MS. The next one is O, right? And then we need to paste one more time, and this will just have the transition, no dash in front. Okay, good. Oh, this needs to be up here. Alright, and then we need to give it a color for the text, and we do a color of EE, EE, EE. And this, I think it needs an important to override the basic nav bar within Bootstrap. Okay, and then let's do the hoovering effect. So .nav-item A colon hoover, curly brackets, and we will have a text decoration of none. And then we have a color of FF, so just pure white. And this also need an exclamation mark important. Okay, and let's copy this border bottom for transparent, but we don't need a transparent now. We want it to have a nice color, and we have that little bluish color. So this color will be then #00, and then we do EEFF. That gives that aqua color. Okay, awesome. Okay, let's go to the browser and refresh. This should, okay. Alright, nothing happened. We have absolutely nothing here. Okay, not a single thing happened. Why is that? So the thing with computers is, unfortunately, they don't do anything wrong. We do things wrong. So I forgot to call the navigation in the application.scss. So if you saw, I copied the footer and I give it the add input navigation. Back to the browser and refresh. Refreshing. There we go. Alright, so now we have that cool hoovering. The little underline shows up. It's kind of a bit of a space. If you look at the Twitter, it's right underneath there. This is a little bit further down. I'm not going to worry about that right now. That is something that we can just fix later, all those little small details. But if you notice the text on the right side, let's make that a little bit light gray instead. So we will assign a different nav item for this and some nav properties. Okay, so first let's do .nav-link, and let's call this 2. So we have a nav-link, and this is nav-link 2. And we say display block, and let's do padding of first 0.5 rem, and then we will do 1 rem. So left and right and top and bottom. And then let's do color of AA. So it's a light gray, and again this needs to be important to override Bootstrap. Actually, I probably don't need to have that because this is not Bootstrap, this is our own. But let's just keep that important anyway. Alright, so let's do the nav link. So let's dot nav-link. No, not nav link, nav item. So nav-item 2, curly brackets. Sorry for that little airplane there. Actually, this needs to be A. This is for the hoovering and for the link. So what we need to do is we're actually just going to copy all this here, and then we paste it within the curly brackets of the nav-item 2. There we go. Right, perfect. And then we need the one for the hoover. So .nav-item 2 a colon hoover, curly brackets. Alright, and then let's give it a color of DD. Right, so it's a little bit not white, but it becomes a lighter gray. Right, perfect. So let's see here, and let's copy this border on dash bottom and paste it within the nav link here too. Right, and here let's do a text decoration none. Okay, perfect. Let's save this. Time to go through. Actually, what we need to do, we need to go to views, shared, and open up the navigation partial. So scroll down, and where you see where you have the about us, careers, gallery, and shop, this nav-item, you need to put a 2 afterwards. And then for each one here, you need to put a 2. So for the about us, career, gallery, and shop. Alright, let's go to the browser and refresh. Okay, let's see, hopefully it looks pretty. So the right hand side should be a little gray, but nothing happened, absolutely nothing. So let's see what we did wrong, or I did wrong, not you. I think this needs a 2 here after the nav-link. So let's put a 2 and then save it, and let's go to the browser and refresh. Okay, that's just widened the space, but did not change the color to the lighter gray, which I wanted. Alright, let's go to navigation.scss and see what we did here. Okay. Alright, and let's go back. Let's go on top. Let's see. Alright, this is the silly mistake. I needed to change this color, of course. Alright, let's go to the browser and refresh. Now all should be pretty. A little bit darker gray here. Not dark gray, but a little bit grayish for the right text. There we go. Alright, we actually don't need the nav-link 2. But let's actually make it a little bit lighter gray. So let's, instead of A, let's do B. Okay, browser refresh. Refreshing. There, alright. So I think that's better. It's kind of just a little lighter gray. It's still brighter than the darker than the white. But here we actually, in the navigation partial, we don't need this nav link. That only adjusted the padding, had nothing to do with the color. My mistake. And if you are CSS and a SAS whiz, you would know this already. So there we go. All right, perfect. Let's stop here, and we will do the git commit next time. All right. I'm going to have a little bit of editing to do on the next one, but otherwise I'm almost done. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
This is ground control.